So today to interview my friend, client, Tony Beaman. Tony is a serial recruiting entrepreneur. Okay. He is the founder of Solutions Group, hacking solutions, medical clinic staffing. He is going to share his journey in the staffing and recruiting industry today. And then we're going to talk about a little bit of the work that we've done together and some of the opportunities we've been able to create from that. So, Tony, thank you so much for being with me on the Relevant Recruiter Show today.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be here, Donnie. Thanks a lot for having me.
Awesome. For those of you guys that are with us right now, if you can go ahead and let us know that you hear us, click that little like button so more people will see this thing live. And just a reminder, this is on the Relevant Recruiter Show podcast on all major channels, Apple, Spotify, etc. And you can check it out on my YouTube channel as well. So if you can't tune into this whole amazing episode, you can watch it there after. So Tony, now that I've got all the logistical fun stuff out of the way, give us a little snapshot, man. How did you get into the recruiting industry?
Oh my gosh. You know what, man? I actually got into the recruiting industry back in the early 90s. The little company at that time called Aerotech. It's now that company is now Allegis Group, but it was with the company, way before Steve bought the Ravens and all that. But I started off as a telecom recruiter in the Kansas City office when we were a small company, and yeah, that's how I started, man. Just back in '93 or so.
Wow!
I know.
You've been in the game since you've watched this industry evolve.
Oh my gosh! Yes, since before the internet,
right.
we were recruiting out of the phone book and stuff, man. It was fun.
Nice. So I know it's been a while, but like, what inspired you to eventually, 93 to eventually start your own companies?
Man, after after I had come up through tech systems, Allegis Group, and being one of the directors, and then I became a VP of other large companies, man. It was time for me to kind of do my own thing. I had just received my MBA after being in the industry for 20 plus years, right around 20 years. And got my MBA in human resources management, and I just, if I think everybody who's worked at pretty much any company, especially lately, can kind of see that, that glass ceiling, if you will, like, hey, they're not going to let you into the little circle of influence at the table, a round table in Camelot. You know what I'm saying? So I had to create my own thing.
I love it. When you went out on your own, what were some of the first kind of challenges that you faced? Like, was there anything that you got caught off guard with, or like, oh shoot, I didn't foresee that, or what was the initial experience?
Oh my goodness gracious! How many things are there? When you have success in the corporate world and everything, you think that translates into, entrepreneurship, and you quickly find out that there are two totally different skill sets altogether.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it doesn't matter. Hey, I read, 100 million P&Ls and stuff myself, but it's totally different skill set when you're trying to do it yourself with your own money, and you're trying to create a brand and all these things, and it's like, whoa. I didn't foresee, you think, okay, well, I know the game, I know how the thing works, but being prepared, having your branding down, your messaging, your targeting, on top of, you're just having your website, marketing. I mean, there's so many things that you have to be prepared for, before you even go out and really try to get customers and stuff,
Yep.
It's not all just about, relationships at the beginning. A lot of people are like, oh, well, hey, my friend over at such and such will give me some requirements. Oh my gosh, you do the numbers in your head. Oh, well, I can do that. Why not?
Right.
But
yeah. Well, I think you bring up a good point, because I think when you get into it like that, and then you back into like the relationships, what I see from my end is that then we never really do the hard work of, well, who is my ideal customer? And I just naturally start to react to who my customers are, rather than, actually focusing and targeting on those types of things. So yeah, man, I can totally see how that's a challenge. I mean, when it comes to evolution, you said you started this thing in 93. What are some of the things that you've been like, man, this is way different, from, obviously there's a lot that's changed from 93 to 2003 and 2003 to 2013. Now we're 2000.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are some of the things that stand out to you the most?
The number of tools that are just right at your fingertips is just remarkable.
Right.
I mean, it allows you today, hey, over the last 10 years, if you knew how to really, or more, to really leverage the internet, social media, and just some of the automation stuff that's been out there for a while, and of course now we've got AI that's oh my goodness, it's going to take the but as a small business owner, someone who wants to get started, hey, if they could package these things in the right way, oh my gosh, you can compete with anybody just at the at your fingertips. It's amazing. You still a lot of you gotta really still have your stuff together, and systems and all that, but oh my gosh, it the world, the way that the global market is just opened up is nothing like it was before. I mean, back in the day, I mean, I was, I mailed in my resume
Right.
to Aerotech. You know what I'm saying? I mailed in my resume, and I forgot about it. I got a call a couple weeks later. This lady is talking about an engineering recruiter. And I'm like, I think you got the wrong guy, and she's like, no, she's reading my resume back to me. I'm like, well, that's me, but that's how it went down back then. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's now, I mean, you can not just in the email or resume. I mean, like, you can connect with people face to face, LinkedIn, build a relationship with decision makers. Like you never. I mean, it's amazing. So.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. No, I love it. Tools and technology have obviously, I mean, it's almost like we could wait another month and there's going to be something else that comes out, right?
Oh,
which I think brings up another kind of question is like, how do you, and maybe you haven't mastered this, but I'm going to ask you anyways, but like, do you have anything in place that kind of prevents you from chasing every shiny object, right? Because like I said, literally there's something that pops up new each week, new AI tool, new automation, a new bot, a new, is there anything that you're doing? Do you have something that kind of keeps you laser focused on that? Or do you like to explore a lot of those things?
I kind of like to explore them, but it is, it is challenging to, to kind of keep yourself, just from not doing that, like you say, so what I've tried to kind of do is set aside some time, during my B time hours, which is, but before 8 a.m., and after 5 p.m. ish, and then there's just so much going on right now. You can't keep up. I mean, so like
right.
what I'm in the process of trying to kind of do is really hire somebody that's their thing, because it's a full-time thing, for to have, like, for channel partners and stuff, and also check out new technology, and people are also hitting me up with new technologies and stuff.
Right.
Like, wow, I mean, like, are you kidding me? We can white label that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, you can,
awesome.
You can spend all day, every day doing
that. Yeah, that's the challenge, right? Is you can find yourself being very unproductive with all these cool tools that are out there, right?
Well, one thing, like, hey, that you stress a lot in your program, and I don't want to give away a lot of stuff, man, but like you really stress, a lot, like, look, hey, what's really important because, you can work all day doing stuff, so, hey, make a list. You accomplish these things, great. Then the ball keeps moving, and then so there's stuff after that or outside of that, cool. But hey, if these things here are the priority, and that keeps the ball moving, and other than that, so
Yep.
I don't want to giving you away anymore.
No, it's all good. I mean, I think that's, yeah, no, I appreciate that. And I think that you're, giving great advice in terms of like, yeah, I think you need to have focused action items each and every day to stay clear, because we can find ourselves, especially as an entrepreneur, it's easy to keep ourselves busy, is what we're keeping ourselves busy doing, actually driving revenue or growing our team or growing our organization is something that I think we always have to kind of check ourselves on. How, I want to kind of change it a little bit here, kind of on that same track, but I know in our time working together that, you're a passionate dad, and your number one priority is making sure that you can be there for your daughter. I mean, how do you kind of balance your days to make sure that, like, okay, I know that she's your priority, and then you've got some other businesses here to support?
Yeah, no doubt. And that's being her up there right there, man.
Yeah.
She's the reason why I do everything. But and she's got a lot of activities, man. She's playing basketball, softball, man. It's but kind of, look, the night beforehand, kind of, take a look at what is going on the next day.
Right.
And then in the morning, make a list of, like, what I have to accomplish, so some days are, I have more time than others, like, cause she has her early days, that I gotta go pick her up. And, so, and that's, and that's all you can do, really. Cause, you gotta kind of remind yourself, hey, what are you doing it for? What's really important, because you can we can all work 24 hours a day and never be done, but and we got to be really careful of that as entrepreneurs, because we a lot of times get caught up in creating a job for ourselves. That's like, hey, do you want a job, or do you want a business? Hey, some people are fine with, hey, do you want to be self-employed, or do you want to run a business? So hey, self-employed, hey, you don't work, then hey, you ain't getting paid. You run a real business, hey, you take off to Tahiti for a month, and you come back, and there's a big pile of cash in your mailbox.
Yep. Takes a process to be able to build it out of there, for sure.
Yeah, you're great at that, for sure.
Yeah. With kind of switching back into, some of our work together, not even getting into that yet, but like, we've talked a little bit about the business side and some of those things that change, but like, how do you feel like, for you as a man and individual, like, what were some of the mindset or kind of the things that you had to change, switching from being, a recruiter to kind of a team leader and an entrepreneur?
I think that, we all have different stages where we just kind of, like, draw a line in the sand, and we're just like, that's it, and I mean, we come to a point where we're just like, we're tired, It's like, I am tired of this, and I'm not going forward in any way, shape, or fashion the way I've gotten to this point, and, and that, I think that's what it comes down to and stuff, I mean, and that's what kind of way it works in life a lot of times, but yeah, man,
just having to dig deep through those moments when you want to stop.
Oh yeah, and being honest with yourself, in those moments, there's a lot of self-reflection. You got to look within yourself, be honest with yourself, and that's one of the first steps and stuff. And then go seek, different, hey, the help and stuff,
Right.
but once you change your mindset, it's almost like the universe works in a different way, it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like,
Starts to work for you a little
oh
bit.
man, it's like, once you allow yourself to think bigger and stuff, that's all it's almost like a higher power is like, oh well,
Yep.
where you been? I mean, well, I thought all you wanted was this. Okay, well, okay, let's because there's more than enough, for everybody. So
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely. And I think that's a great money mindset, is realizing that, hey, somebody else's success doesn't mean there isn't a pile of cash waiting for me,
oh my gosh,
waiting for
yeah.
me too. Kind of, it's a nice little segue here. I mean, what were some of the specific challenges or frustrations you were facing in your business, that made you wanted to reach out, to me to support you?
Man, really having the right knowledge and education of marketing systems and stuff, because as somebody that's been in the industry for a while, things are obviously way different now. The way you reach out to new clients and stuff, the way that you build relationships online and all that, and I think every single entrepreneur really should educate themselves as much as they can on digital marketing, some AI, I mean, some of these things that you have, you better
Right.
really, educate yourself on as much as you possibly can. And so what I knew I was lacking was that education on, hey, how's this done? How do you automate the marketing thing? Because I'm seeing people, do it, I mean, I know that I'm getting contacted by that way sometimes, and
Right.
so like I'm like, that's what I needed, and so hey man, your messages, had popped up, on different social media things, man. I
Yep.
think I clicked on it, put me in the thing, next thing I know, hey, your messages are getting, you're emailing me, the messages are resonating and stuff, and
Yep.
this went on for a few years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
it wasn't like I just was like, oh yeah, man, I mean,
Now I know it took us
hey,
a couple conversations to get there for sure. Yeah.
so so I finally after a couple of 2-3 years, I'm like, man, I need to reach out to Donnie, because I'd worked with some other clowns, and I say that because it didn't work.
Right.
It didn't work. That it either works or it don't work. And I certainly was not educated on like the results speak for itself.
Right.
Boom. I mean,
Yep. Yep.
so there it is.
Can you share like a specific area or aspect of your business that has kind of improved as a result of our work
God.
together?
Sure, man. Well, client acquisition has been probably the biggest thing,
Yeah.
which has been kind of on autopilot, basically. That and frankly, I had to turn it off because it's put my company in a position to where like we have now hundreds of openings with our current clients, and I'm now as a business owner, I've evolved. The company has evolved into and that now we're like it's like okay, hey, now I need to really take it to a whole nother level.
Right.
We could I could quadruple the revenue in the next 12 months alone, just what we have currently. I need a team, to do this,
Yep.
hey, yeah, and then so yeah, man, and having that, that system in place, with the right technology stack, and everything, is able to that plugs a huge hole,
Yep.
and then as a business, to have that documentation as well for that system that could be duplicated, is like, oh my God. Now, creating a duplicatable marketing system that you can, leverage in a lot of different ways, man, is wow, wow.
Awesome, man. I'm happy to hear that. And I know we were talking before about the success you had and how you needed to hire some people. So, hey, if you're a recruiter out there, feel free to reach out to Tony if you're looking for an opportunity. He might be able to support you with that. I always look back and I always like to ask this question because I think it usually happens, but was there like was there like an aha moment for you as you were going through my program, whether it was like a particular session or like an advice or a tool, but led you to like shift your entire perspective and go like, like I get it now, that's it.
Yeah, man, it kind of happened pretty early on, man, and I felt kind of guilty, because I think it was maybe there, you have the program set up in a way to where it's like, okay, there's just kind of like an orientation-ish mode, then there's like the level 1-ish, then you get to the level 2 and stuff, and everything. And I think it was somewhere maybe early in level 2 or mid level 2 where like already the stuff that I put in place and everything, it had already kind of landed, a couple of whales, and I'm like, whoa, 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 man, and then, tweaked a few things, and then it was just like, whoa, oh my gosh, it was like, this is it. This is what I've been missing. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and yeah, man, it works. It works, and yeah, and you'll right early on. I mean, before even there's any work to be done in any of the like marketing systems themselves, there's there's some mindset stuff, there's just daily structure stuff, and then and as all entrepreneurs, we all need those kind of refreshers and stuff, to keep you like boom.
Right.
So yeah, man, no, that was good. It is good.
Awesome. You just mentioned kind of you have the opportunity to potentially like quadruple your business potentially, but are there any specific kind of measurable like results or revenue or meetings or whatever that you'd be willing to share with people?
Um,
And if you don't have to talk, it's all good.
Let's see here. Revenue, yeah, I mean, that's definitely increased. Yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe 30% or so. Or I don't know, man. We'll probably, I'd say, conservatively, like 2024, we'll definitely double in revenue, and so we'll probably be in the 3 to 4 million ish, if nothing really changes, which is, hey, that's kind of cool,
Yep.
And and you know what too, it allows you to kind of step back too and say, because not all business is good business and stuff, and you always can take a step back and say like, all right, hey, what exactly are the exact kind of customers that, and what exact kind of profitability, and work it backwards that way, and then use that formula in your system, and go let the the targeting marketing system automation do its thing, that put you in the right place in front of the right people to to grow your business the right way and everything, man. So
Yep.
but yeah, you know, and I've also used those exact same methods to get in front of not just, you know, clients, but hey, other, you know, money people, you know, my
Yep.
investors, you know, just because I'm like, hey, we're we're looking to expand, you know.
Right.
So every single M&A, private equity, you know, on and on and on. You know, it's a beautiful thing to have a system, an automated system that yeah, man, can put you in front of the right people.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy it's worked out the way it has for you, man. And, you know, give yourself the credit for putting the system together and doing the work and maintaining, you know, the consistency with it. And, you know, obviously we're just still scratching the surface on that, on what this thing is going to be able to do for you. I mean, on a different side of it, other than like the tactile stuff, I mean, how would you describe like our working relationship and kind of the personal touch I bring to my coaching?
Oh man, love it, man. You know, I love having the opportunity to work with you, man. You know, you're very personable. It's been, you know, every interaction we've had has been very pleasurable, man. You know, it's very feels like a friend, you know, and you know, definitely built a level of trust and stuff, and yeah, I feel very comfortable, and you know, and like I said, it's been going for way before we started, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of felt like I knew you kind of, you know, anyway, just from
Right.
all the marketing you'd done.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. That's the name of the game, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I look forward to hopefully being able to meet you in person one day, man.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely have to make that happen. I got a question here. So somebody's asking, is your niche government contracts?
We do a lot of government contracting, you know, both on the healthcare side of the company and on the IT side of the company, and that's allowed us to, wow, you know, it's allowed us to springboard a lot in a lot of areas. You know, it's allowed us to build past performance. You know, because even with, you know, I've got stuff that we put together that are specifically targeting government targets and stuff, and that messaging is a little bit different and stuff. You know, but yes, you know, and I'll also add, you know, that hey, if you're a certified, if you have a diversity certified company, oh my gosh, you know, Donnie's program is one of the best ways that you can do to leverage those certifications to get in front of the right decision makers and build those relationships. But yes, you know, we do both government and corporate. So I can't really say that we specialize in that. We do,
Right.
you know,
Right.
corporate and government.
Excuse me. Awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that and answering that question. You know, if somebody was kind of on the fence and they were thinking about, you know, working with me, I know you were on the fence for, you know, a while, right?
Mhm.
What would your advice be to them?
Hey, I can understand that. You know, I
Yeah.
was on the fence for a while, and you know, I would say that, you know, you always have to invest in yourself. You know, you know that's it's not. It was more about, you know, my education and me wanting to get it from the right person that I trusted, that I felt was going to help me get the right results and stuff, you know. But it's more about, you know, you're like, hey, you have to educate yourself, you know, and you have to go out and get, you know, that knowledge and work on your business. But it starts with you taking that step to gain the knowledge and skills, because we're all, man, we're always having to update our skill level and stuff.
Yep.
You know, I'm constantly updating my skill level, not only on marketing, but we talk about AI and stuff, and man, and learn, you know, just so
Yep.
yes,
Always updating the skill set, the mindset, and the habit set. And I think we all
absolutely,
do
you know,
that and
sharper
bring
than
it
the
together.
saw. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Appreciate that, man. Well, thank you for sharing your experience working, with me. It's been an honor, to work with you, and we're excited about what we're going to be able to continue to do with the marketing and stuff, together. What other resources or books, have helped shape, your business?
Wow. It's interesting that you talk about books. I've been recently, reading a lot of books here recently. Let's see here. There's one book called "It Works." I recommend that one highly.
Okay.
The Richest Man in Babylon.
That's a good one.
Let's see here. Tony Robbins, Unleash the Giant Within. There's 10 Habits of High Effective People. There's, if you want, I could give you a list of some of the ones that's in my queue of ones I'm listening to. But
nice.
There's Blue Ocean.
The Blue Ocean Strategy is a classic, right there.
Yes.
I think that's a must read.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that book definitely changed my perspective.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Marketing, branding. Yeah.
You are a perfect example of that, man.
Yeah.
You are really a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
It's just that there's more than enough. There's more than enough.
For sure. As we wrap this thing up here, Tony, where can our listeners, no, we don't have any readers here, but where can our listeners, learn more about you, follow you, and just kind of follow your journey?
Probably LinkedIn might be one of the best ways to connect with me, and my LinkedIn is LinkedIn/IN/Tony Beaman.
Yep.
Connect with me on LinkedIn, and let's wrap. And if there's anything I can help out with, would love to be of service, but let me tell you, Donnie knows his stuff. It's been a pleasure working with you, man, and gaining the education and everything, and when I hear from others in the group, it gives me different perspectives on things and what's possible and stuff, but hey, don't be afraid to think big.
Yep. I love that. Yeah. And like I said, man, it's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you, and I'm
thank you.
Pumped for you about, the results that you've seen. And I know we're just kind of scratching the surface.
Yes, sir.
Last one here, Tony. This is your chance to be the expert. So, for those that are listening here to the end of the show here, that really want to have some success with their staffing and recruiting business like you've had, what's one piece of advice you'd offer them?
Wow. It's hard to say, I would say, well, as a business person, if I could go back and I would do everything over again, but you want to definitely be funded the right way, have access to capital, and of course have the right systems and stuff in place. But if you have nothing else, you want to have the right systems to be able to reach the right customers, because that's going to be able to build your revenue more than anything.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, Tony, for being here. For those of you that are listening with us live, give us a little like, comment, some sort of reaction. Let us know that you enjoyed this podcast. If you're just tuning in here at the end, you can catch this on the YouTube channel and all of my podcast channels for the Relevant Recruiter Show on Apple, Spotify, etc. So, Tony, thank you again for hanging here with us today. Everybody else will be off next week for the holiday, but we'll be back the following week. Everybody have a great rest of your week, great holiday, and we'll see you all then. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks a lot.